you having more you time, smelling the roses on the vine? Life is hard when you lose sight of who you really are. Days go by like a blur, doubting your self-worth. Do you dream a lot, but the highlight of your day is just to punch the clock? Sound like you, then you know what you gotta do. Start working on making your dreams come true. Here now, the choice is up to you. Here's a wake-up call to get you through it all. Everything you need is already here. Let it go and release your fear. It is all good. It is all good. It's all good. It's all good. It is all good. It is all good. It's all good. It's all good. And when you start to live like that, there's no way you're gonna turn back. It'll be clear to see life's better when you're happy and free. So free, yeah. It is all good. It is all good. It's all good. It's all good. It is all good. It is all good. It's all good. It's all good. Now I don't claim to have all of the answers. I'm just living my life day to day. When I let myself live in the moment, it helps my spirit to find the way. Makes me wanna say, it is all good. It is all good. It's all good. It's all good. It is all good. It is all good. It's all good. It's all good. It is all good. It is all good. It's all good. It's all good. It is all good. It is all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Oh yeah. Why not
Okay.
say this often, but amen, brother.
If you hadn't noticed, it's all good.
It's all good. You know, the lyrics in that again are so rich, eh?
Mm.
And when we hear it from that spiritual place, that's an old song.
It's a very old song, yeah.
So, but when you hear it in context of
Yes. Yes.
this week's theme, being free to choose, right?
Mm-hmm.
And letting go and just stopping your mind and just allowing. And I mean, it's got all of the magic words.
I aim to please.
Well, you know what it is? Actually, isn't it the same thing about poetry or anything that we are moved by? There's like a universal truth in it. And
Yep.
so when that universal truth presents itself in a song, that's why it's as good today and will probably be as good in 50 years from now because the lyrics, the sentiment, the vibration is there.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I hope it is.
Well done, Pierre.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
I'm trusting and knowing that you'll keep it alive.
I'm going to do my darndest.
And you got another 50 years of playing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just
Wonderful.
beginning.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Pierre, we'll see you in a little bit.
Okay.
All right, sir, thank you. And welcome, everybody. Welcome to this 1 hour midweek boost, whatever you call it, this gift to yourself for showing up and trusting and knowing that you're here on purpose and on time. And with that, I invite you to let everything go. Let everything go that preceded this moment. Remember that we come together right now to understand one thing, and that is that there is this universal truth, that there is this energy in the world, and each and every one of us are connected to that. that universal truth not only connects us to the universe, to trees, plants, nature, it also connects us to each other. And we're fortunate. And I feel very, grateful that we have this opportunity to be here and to celebrate this moment right here, right now, recognizing that connectivity to everything and to each other. And so, whatever you're doing, just stop for a moment and just be fully present. And I trust to know that the universe will give you the inspiration, or you'll hear the words, or something will be exactly what you need to hear right now. So, with that, I release that into the world. Let's let that energy go into the world, send that out. And with that, I would love to invite our practitioner of the week and ministerial student, and that would be the famous Nick Marcelli. Hello, Nick. How are you tonight? You're muted. But I did.
Yes, I'm very well. I'm very well tonight.
Wonderful. Awesome, Nick. Listen, I'm just going to let you get right into the meditation, and we'll have a bit of a chat afterwards. Does that sound good to you?
Yes.
All right. And I look forward to being transported here.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I'm Nick Marcelli, as Fred introduced me, and I'm a practitioner here at Global Truth Center Toronto, and ministry student. And our theme for this month is release. I invite everyone to just be completely present in this moment. Just let all concerns fall away. I invite everyone, well, close your eyes, please, if that feels comfortable. And I invite everyone to pay attention to your breath without changing anything. Just relax and let the breath fall in easily, fully, with no effort. Feel your weight sinking toward the floor, toward the earth, and feel the support of the good earth. Be aware of the energy all around you. And be aware of the energy you share with everyone on this live stream and everyone who's going to see this service in the archive. There's one perfect, loving source. I call it God, Spirit, Universal Mind, Universal Love, the quantum field. The Universal Mind is always creating in the world of form, the world that we experience. It is always evolving toward the highest good. The order of our experience is a series of endings and new beginnings. And all of this is unfolding perfectly in the universal creative process. This creative presence is who I am. I'm in the flow of creation. I'm in the perfect evolution of life in the world, and I'm integral to that. And I look around me and I see everyone offering their gift to the big picture. And I appreciate the evolution of one experience into another. I recognize this process in each person, expressing it in their own unique way. The universal mind is full of life and vitality. I look at the bounty of vitality in nature. And marvel at the vastness of this creative power and the perfect way that it has all come together. I am full of life and vitality no matter what experience I'm having. I am always coming into the perfect expression of my vitality, and this is what I call good health. I release any thought of imperfection, any thought that I am imperfect, and I invite everyone to think about life and vitality in their own way. The universal mind is abundant. All the blessings, all of what I need to live life to the fullest is there. And all of it is available as I choose to focus. The bounty of the universe is something I share with everyone. I release all thoughts of lack, all thoughts of having an insufficient amount of what I need. I know that the universe is abundant to meet my needs, the universal mind. And I invite everyone to think about abundance in their own way. And I think about love and the perfect love expressed by universal mind. I am in relationship with every part of the universe, with every individual, and all relationship is evolving perfectly in a spirit of love. I'm free to see the perfection in everyone. I'm free to see the perfection in myself. I let go of and release any thought of self-deprecation, of conflict. I know that love is the truth of existence. And I invite everyone to think about relationship in their own way, in whatever way is most meaningful. I invite everyone to continue to breathe deeply and fully. I recognize my own creativity. Universal mind is creative, and I am creative as the perfect expression of universal mind. I bring my gifts to the world, and everyone brings their gift to the world. I recognize the variety of gifts that everyone brings. I release any thought of frustration or failure. I know that I am always a creative individual. And I invite everyone to think about creativity in their own way. I know that all things are possible in the infinite love of universal mind. Life is an endless flow of endings and new beginnings. And I'm going to invite everyone here to think about releasing and bringing something into your life. I invite everyone to think about what you're releasing. Just thank it and recognize that it no longer serves you. And now I'm going to give everyone a half-minute of silence to think about the freedom that comes from releasing. Now I invite everyone to listen to these words. And now think about what you're bringing into your life. In the space left after we release and move on. Think about what you're focusing on and creating. And I offer everyone a minute of silence to think about your creation. Now, I invite everyone to listen to these words. I am grateful for the bounty of creation. I invite everyone to be grateful for what you're bringing into your life, to give gratitude in your own unique way. I invite everyone to consider my word is the law. My life is a masterpiece as I move forward and create it. I release my word as law. Please join me in saying, and so it is. And thank you for coming to the meditation today. Namaste.
I surrender. I trust, and I know that as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I surrender. I trust, and I know that as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I fall into the arms of love. I fall into the arms of love.
Oh, Pierre, wonderful. Thank you for tipping that meditation off just perfectly. Surrender. That's a song that we haven't played in a while, I guess.
I don't think so. No. Yeah.
But your take on it just fabulous there. Just slowing it down and bringing it up, and a couple of those little high notes in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's interesting because all these songs that come out of the meditation, we don't want to hit them too hard. So it's interesting taking these songs that might have used to be a little sped up a little more, just to slow it down, just to ease out of the meditation. And yeah, it just takes on a whole different take with the song.
Absolutely. And following a meditation like that, it just sort of just lulls you right into to the next phase. So that's so wonderful. Thank you, sir, for that.
My pleasure.
All right. And we'll see you a little bit later.
Yep.
All right. And hello, Nick. Again. Bonjour.
Hello.
How are you doing, Nick?
Oh, good.
Good. I just wanted to check in with you this week. So how are things with you? What are you letting go of this month?
Well, it's really interesting. I've been having conversations with someone about what I eat. And they're very intense conversations. Me and somebody else have agreed we need to improve our health. And I'm thinking this is a good challenge. So I'm going to release eating habits that aren't serving me. And I honestly believe I have very good eating habits much of the time, but I'm going to make a change, and that's my commitment. So, and it's going to be a really good commitment for the long term to become even healthier.
Good for you. Good for you for choosing one of those things. By the way, loved the part of your meditation where you went through the four pillars, and actually ties in so nicely with what I wanted to talk about today, and how do we apply this thing called release and freedom and all of that in all of those four pillars. So perfectly well laid out. It's like you laid the groundwork. Everybody's thinking about these things, and we're moving into it. But good for you for choosing health, Nick. That is, I always say if you've got good health, you've got everything. So good for you for choosing that. So another question that I have for you is, you're going into the second year of ministerial studies, and I know that there are a lot of things that come up when we're stepping into, again, something that is elevating or taking us out of that comfort zone. What do you need to let go of? What do you feel you need to let go of before beginning the second part of this journey?
That's a really good question. I learned from studying clinical psychology many years ago how to interpret dreams. And a few weeks ago, I had a recurring dream, and I seriously asked myself, excuse me, it's something in my eye. What does this mean? And while I was meditating on it, I had an intuitive leap that it had to do with my relationship with authority. And I went back to my first 2 years of elementary school. Both of the first two teachers that I had in elementary school strapped me. So my meditation that day was about forgiving them. And knowing what I know now, all these years later, I found it easy to forgive them because I don't know what their story was. I just assumed they had a reason for acting the way they did, and I can love them.
So
And
did you say you got the strap? Sorry, the strap?
yeah,
Okay.
and
That's what I thought you said.
I forgave them. I forgave them for that. And it occurred to me while I was meditating about authority that I'm in a school now where the attitude toward the students is really different from any other school I've been to before. And there's a really high level of respect. And it occurred to me that thinking about old bad experiences in school was really as inappropriate as you can get. So I'm going to let go of that.
Yeah, I love that story because you know what? Actually, it was also at time, it wasn't just the individual. Sometimes it was collective consciousness. And I know, when I was in school, discipline included sometimes a strap, right? So that created, but there was creative consciousness. Like there was there was not creative consciousness. There was collective consciousness, we call it. Like it was a universal belief that in order to get kids to believe, you had to smack them, right? You had to discipline them. And sometimes the ruler on the back of the hand or something was perfectly acceptable. And you're right, we moved away from that. And certainly, some of those old roots, I'm glad you found them. I mean, good way to go into the next year. No one's going to slap you. If you miss something in class, I promise you are not going to be slapped. You may be verbally woken up.
That's really true. That's really true. And it's important for me to understand the difference between those two things.
Right. Well thought. But you know what? That's part of the work, right? Go deep, find those roots, see where they are, dig them out, right? So that's really good. So I have another question for you too. How does the process of letting go support that notion, which is what our affirmation is, that I am free to be whatever it is that I choose. How does that work? How does that work in the process? Release, and then how does that work with I am free to choose whatever it is I choose to be?
Excuse me. I was thinking when I heard you say that question, that does sound like one of the stand and deliver questions that I better be ready for in class. The way I see it, the release is what we do every time we do a spiritual mind treatment, that we bring into our something into our lives. And in my storytelling career, there's a lot of stories that have the motif of an ending and a new beginning. And I think I can bring this to my life. I can think of every new beginning, everything I bring into my life also represents an ending, and that's where the cycle goes on, and we're continually a part of that cycle.
Absolutely. That's actually a good way to frame it, because when we release, we're part of that circle, that cycle that continues to go. So that is always evolving. So it's never the end of something. Actually, in the essays, and I think it's Emerson essays where he talks about circles, right? When he talks about circles is there is no ending. There's always just continuation.
Yeah.
Always evolving, always moving, always going forward. So that's a good way to good way to tie it into how we make room for better choices once we let go of something that no longer serves. So I like that concept. Thank you for sharing that, Nick. Now, would you do the pleasure of reading our weekly affirmation?
Yes.
Sorry,
it's a rather long one. I'll read it once and then I'll read it again, and you can join in with me. I live in an abundant universe. There is more than enough for everyone. Therefore, I receive my good and give back.
Hold on, Nick. That's not the affirmation. Our affirmation is, maybe you don't have it in front of you. I am free to be whatever I choose. That is the
Okay.
affirmation.
I apologize.
No, don't
for
apologize.
that.
I love what you had to say. It fits. It fits.
That did come from the newsletter.
Yeah, I love it.
I am free to be whatever I choose. So now repeat with me. I am free to be whatever I choose.
Absolutely. That is our succinct, short affirmation. And everything you said in your version of the affirmation was absolutely correct. It's just not what the affirmation is, but I do love it. It fits perfectly. So thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing that, Nick. And we'll catch up with you a little bit later. Again, thank you for a magnificent meditation. And
okay, thank you.
In a bit. All right. And welcome everyone to this evening. Welcome to bringing your energy here, your consciousness, and sharing it with us. Are you working on release? We talked about release last week. I loved my conversation with Rev Lesia last week. She gave some wonderful insights about release. The phrase that keeps coming up for me all week is release and allow. Release and allow. And I kept thinking how it keeps showing up this week. I did a little day trip with my nephew. We went to Wonderland, and I kept thinking that, I'm just gonna say it. I'm the fun uncle, and so I have been sort of the not so fun uncle in some ways recently, because I've had to really have some questions for him as he steps into the next phase of, he's got one more year of school and he steps into it. And so I'm trying to prepare him and get him ready. And all of a sudden I went, hold on a second. You know what? release and allow yourself to have fun. And it was such a rebonding experience that it was absolutely wonderful. So what are you releasing and what are you allowing to replace it? Trust that the world is conspiring to our greatest good. Go from that place. As I said, our affirmation, and as Nick said, our affirmation, I am free to be what I choose to be. That is a truth. But does it really feel that way for you? Do you feel that all the time? Do you really believe it? Do you believe that you can choose to be free? Can you honestly look at your life right now and believe that you get to decide in all areas of your life? Nick did the meditation with the pillars, so you're already en route to what this talk is about today, and it is to dig a little deeper into those 4 pillars and really allow things to come up that need to be revealed. Pay attention as you think of these pillars to resistance. Do not judge it if it's there. Just allow it to show you something. Also, is there anything that says, okay, enough, I'm ready to let this go? Pay attention to that as well. And don't worry about the how as you think about these pillars. Let that show up. Right now, we are just doing a little excavation. Think of it like a little, excavation exercise to go deeper. And that it can reveal where you are right now. That's all it's doing. It's not saying anything is wrong. It's saying that you've come this far and this is where you are right now. So let's look at wealth or abundance. In your life, do you see wealth? Do you see abundance? Do you truly believe that you are free to choose wealth? Ask yourself that question. Are you coming up with any resistance? Is there anything that is being revealed to you? I'll take a look at health for a moment. Are you free to choose good health? Do you believe in perfect health? Does that feel true to you right now? Let's take a look at relationships. Are you free to choose love only? When you think of that, think of the people in your life. Is there resistance? What comes up? Is there something inside that you know needs to change? Take a look at creative expression. Are you free to be creative and live a life of vitality? Does it feel true to you that you can choose creative expression in your life rather than just carrying on with all the things that you do? So now that you've sat with each of those 4 pillars, maybe with a little silence or little things that came up in your mind, think about whatever came up. It showed you a truth. It showed you something that you needed to know. We always hear the expression, it's easy to say that I'm free to choose. It's easy to say. But the truth is, saying it and believing it and trusting it are very different. If we say we are healthy, happy, wealthy, etc., but then we're not living in that, then there's a disconnect between what we're saying and what we're actually experiencing. And if that is the case, remember, we cannot lie to ourselves. Like we know our own truth. And if we don't truly believe it, then the law of attraction will continue to support that which we're truly believing more than our words. And that is when we are not really free to choose. Because if we're believing the opposite of what we're seeking, then we're not actually living our true expression. Ernest Holmes talks about it as mental equivalency. And that is that to the degree that we believe something is to the degree that it shows up. We cannot say we are wealthy and then make choices to support poverty. I cannot say that we're healthy and continue to support unhealthy things. As Nick said, he's making different choices. Even though he believes he already lives healthy, those choices will make a difference in his experience with health. We cannot say that we are a creative expression and then just like everything we're doing in our life, going to work, hating what we do, whatever our responsibilities are, and saying, oh my gosh, that, it doesn't feel good. No, we cannot say that we are creative expression and then continue to support those notions that are not true. We cannot say we love everyone and then continue to attack other people. In psychology, we call that cognitive dissonance. And that is a disconnect between what I say I want and what I actually do. Now, in truth, we have all experienced doing this at one point or another in our life. Truly, we have. But it's to the degree of disconnect that determines our life experience. So, if you are feeling the opposite of what you say you want, how do you begin to change it? Well, the first thing is have a willingness to look at it honestly and without judgment. And that's when you go into the pillars and start to ask yourself the questions. Again, without judgment. Remember, we're attempting to create a better life, create a better place for ourselves on this planet. And what we have believed and lived brought us to this point. But today, right now, in this moment, is a new day. So we have to be willing to sit in it honestly with ourselves and ask ourselves, where am I now? Ask yourself from this point, where do I want to be? I want to feel abundant. Then find an honest way to frame abundance in your life. Is it the money in your bank account? Can that be reframed to a more truthful statement? Do you see abundance in all things? That is a truth. And that you are free to choose that. You can choose to see abundance in everything. Wealth is a state of mind. I remember as a young man, I was in college and I had no money. I worked on the weekends. I paid my rent. I had to pay for school. I had to pay for supplies. There was all these things going on. And I would go to, it was called L'Hotel then. I think it's called, I can't remember, but it's on Front Street in front of the not the Sky Dome, the Rogers Center now. But anyway, I remember sitting in this atrium and I would go with all my friends and they had money and they had family support and they lived at home, a lot of them. But guess what? I would go and sit there and I would order a soda and lime. I volunteered to be the driver. So I would order a soda and lime and I could sit there for 2 or 3 hours. And they brought out those fancy nuts, with macadamia nuts and all that. So I would sit and eat the nuts and have chats. And I remember leaving one day and thinking, I have virtually no money. These guys have all kinds of money. And they've spent, they've got martinis or, different drinks. And I drank soda water and lime. So for my $5, I got a whole night experience out of it. And it was like, that was a state of mind, right? Also, while you're digging, think about some of the beliefs that you have around money. Think about it. I remember, there's a lot of seeds that are planted. I remember hearing as a kid, the money is the root of all evil. Have any of you ever heard that before? Oh my God. I had to let go of that story a long time ago, because if I believe that money is the root of all evil, my gosh, where's the incentive to try to make more money? Or where's the incentive to try and have more abundance in my life financially when I believe that money is the root of all evil? Do you see, I had to let that belief go to get me right here, right now. And I let that go a long time ago. Thank goodness I did, because, I really came from a place of poverty, and that is not criticism. That is strictly an observation. That I came from a place where we didn't have a lot of money, and money was always talked about, and we always conserved. And I still do. I'm still, it's no wonder that I work for Canadian Wildlife Federation, and it's no wonder that that federation is about conservation. I think of that all the time because I literally learn to turn out the lights, to close the door, to turn the heat down a little bit, to turn the air conditioning down a little bit. I learned all of those things and I still apply them. And it creates a sense of abundance for me, even though it feels counterintuitive, because it reminds me that I get to choose and that I am actually conserving, not only just for me, but also for the planet. You see, so some of it you can hold on to, the parts of it that are good, and you can let go of the parts that no longer serve you. That's a process to do that. Do the same in all those areas, all those pillars. Beyond looking at what needs to change, look at what has already changed, right? You had to make so many changes. You had to let go of so many things to come to this point in your life. To get to where you are now, think about it, even in terms of spirituality. You had questions about spirituality, and then you find a spiritual place or something that resonates with what it is that you're serving, what it is that you're speaking or feeling, right? You come to a new place in spirituality. So what did you need to let go of to come this far? The saying is, you've come a long way, baby. You've come a long way. And then there's the other side, right, of release. And this is the part that I love. This is the part that Rev Leslia brought up, and I just love it. She talked about it last week. Her take on release is not just letting go of the things that no longer serve and allow new things to come in, but also to release love into the world, the love inside. How about releasing kindness into the world? How about releasing kindness into everything we do? What about releasing compassion into the world? What about abundance? Supporting what brings you joy, this center, a concert, helping family members. And what about compassion? Release that into the world. Do you think the world needs more of that right now? Absolutely. And it's all part of a mental equivalency. Remember, mental equivalency means that we are living to the highest point that we believe. So if I believe that I'm, abundant and wealthy and have love and compassion for everybody in the world, and I start to rise, my life starts to present itself in that way. That's how you make the changes in your life. Start to believe, start to really feel, make a difference. And then the universe comes along and supports you in that. And if we can share love, I always think about it like this. It really is. If we can share love, then that is proof that we have love inside of us. We have enough to share. When you support a charity or a family that says, I am abundant, I have enough to be able to support the things that I love. When you share compassion, you are saying, I have compassion to share. Your mental equivalency bar rises, and as it does, so too does your beliefs. They begin to change. You create a new level of a different understanding. You see the world in a way that you want to see it. And because you focus there, it becomes a new level of truth for you in your life. So this week, what I really want you to do is to focus on what your beliefs behind your words. What are those beliefs behind your words? Raise that bar to the point where you are no longer talking about what you believe and desire, but that you're actually living it. You're actually allowing it to show you the better journey for yourself. This week, be kind, compassionate, and loving. And do it, and allow whatever needs to show up, at the core. Keep all of those things, love, compassion, kindness, at the core of everything that you do this week. That is the foundation of the human experience. And any fundamental change that takes place in your life, that is what is required. Love, peace, joy, kindness, compassion. This week, feel the freedom to choose the life you want. Do the work, live the results. Namaste, everyone. Namaste. And I trust and know that as you follow through the rest of the month with all of these things, that you will begin to see those changes that you need to see, and allow them to really show up exactly as they need to, because you deserve it. So there you go. And it's our time now that we ask for donations at the center. Remember, always from that place of love energy. Love is energy. Money is energy. You work, you're releasing energy. You get compensated for it. That's a return of energy. Continue that energy and do it from a place of love. If you would like to donate to the center, we'd be greatly appreciated. Keep that law of circulation, as Nick talked about the circle. Keep that law of circulation going. Go to the website, globaltruthcenter.com Toronto. Also, you can do so by sending an e-transfer to info@globaltruthcenter.com. And again, if you have any issues, please reach out and we will happily help you. We have completed the classes. Dr. Eliza completed the classes. Wonderful feedback from the students and from Dr. Eliza. There will be more classes coming in the fall, and so be prepared for that. We will send out more information when we have that. And if you go to our website and donate, please sign up for our weekly newsletter. It's just a way to keep in touch. And that's always a good thing to do. I wanted also to remind everybody that there's a fundraiser coming up in August, and Hester, our practitioner Hester, will be doing a fundraiser. So more information about that will be coming, and I trust that that's going to be a fabulous experience. So trust that more information will come with that. And at this point, I'd like to bring in Nick and Pierre, and I would like to actually thank Nick, because a lot of people may or may not know Nick is doing double duty tonight. Nick is on tech, and thank you, Nick, for handling tech. He's also doing the meditation and gave a wonderful, beautiful meditation and a beautiful chat. Thank you, Nick, for that as well. And of course, the fabulous Pierre Gautreau, who is always providing us with music that is uplifting and contemplative and all of those wonderful things. Thank you, Pierre, for that. And that's wonderful. And thank you again for bringing your consciousness here, guys. And thank you to you for showing up. Thank you for bringing your consciousness. Thank you for bringing your talent. Thank you for bringing that energy. And, take it out into the world, man. Share this video. We're summertime. I know it's hard to sit down and commit an hour in the summer when it's nice outside, but there'll be a rainy day. So rewatch the videos, go back into the meditation, give yourself a gift, do it. And but thank you for showing up here today. And with that, I invite you, Pierre, to take us out with this fabulous song and take it away.
All right, this is one of my originals. It's called Believe in Yourself.
Perfect. Ali, raise the bar.
All right. Well, believe in yourself. Don't let anybody else put out your light. Well, that don't feel right when they say no. I'm sorry, I don't think so. Well, now haters are gonna hate. Some are gonna see things differently. I would gently say, oh, I'm sorry, I don't think so. Now if you have a dream And it seems you gotta fight for what in your heart is right. When they say no, I'm sorry, I don't think so. Now it doesn't mean that you're always right, 'cause sometimes you should heed advice from trusted people you admire, who'll fan the flames and stoke your fire. Believe in yourself. Don't let anybody else put out your light. Well, that don't feel right. When they say no, I'm sorry, I don't think so. When they say no, I'm sorry, I don't think so. When they say no, I'm gonna say, oh, hear me say, I'm always gonna say, I don't think
Oh, the riffs. Oh, the riffs. Believe in yourself. I love it. I don't think so. No, you tell me. I know.
Well, you can say that, but I don't think so.
And find the trusted soul. Find, and not even if that's try. Find the truth inside. Listen to that voice that says I can.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, Pierre. Thank you so much for that fabulous song. I love it.
Thank you.
Anyway, listen, everybody, go have a great week. Spread love, spread joy, release all that good stuff into the world. And we will be back here next week. So enjoy. Namaste.